After years of flagging problems with Boeing 737 MAX aircraft, a former Boeing employee is still working to keep the jets out of the air. After a recent mid-air door plug blowout, the 737 MAX 9 underwent rigorous inspections. The FAA has cleared the aircraft to fly again, but Ed Pearson says he won't step foot on one. Executive Director at the Foundation for Aviation Safety and former Boeing Senior Manager Ed Pearson joining us now from Seattle, Washington on a Friday night. Thank you so much for joining us, Ed.
Thank you for having me.
The planes are back in rotation after careful inspections. Boeing CEO said they don't put airplanes in the air they are not 100% confident in. Is it fair to say, though, you're still skeptical?
Yes, I think it's fair to say that I'm actually very skeptical.
And what would you say is an option for Boeing if they are to replace these fourth-generation 737 MAX aircraft? And tell us a little bit more about why you're skeptical.
Well, we're not saying that they have to replace them. What we're saying is they have to make them safe. And we have seen lots of data indicating that these airplanes are not safe. I mean, a lot of attention has been given to the Alaska accident, rightfully so. Clearly, there's serious problems there that allows something like that to happen. Our concern has always been that we were afraid they were going to just kind of patch it up and say everything's good, make a bunch of promises, and then return to normal business. What we've seen just in the month of January, for example, we've seen at least 3 or 4 serious incidents on the 737-8 airplane. We have seen a boatload of systems problems, and these include everything from flight management computers that are routinely failing, to anti-icing issues, to autopilot, auto throttle, just goes on and on. So we're seeing a lot of these issues, and these are new airplanes. I mean, that's what people have to understand is if you have a plane that's basically hasn't been at the airlines long enough to go through any kind of serious maintenance, you have these issues, you have to ask yourself what's causing it.
And zooming in on that point, on those issues that you describe, what do you think is needed here? Some have suggested a redesign. Is that in line with what you think?
Well, we're about to go out with a press release, and we're going to recommend that these airplanes be immediately grounded, inspected, and then repaired whatever way they have to be. We're not confident that, I worked in the factory, so I'm firsthand experience seeing what happens when you rush airplanes out the door and the mistakes that can be made.
What does this mean for passengers in the future of air travel?
Well, I think I can't speak for all of air travel. I can just say that I think that passengers need to demand that the Boeing company leadership gets their act together and figures out what's going on with these planes and really does a serious, in-depth assessment of what's causing these problems, because it's not just a matter of bolts.
Ed Pearson, thank you so much for joining us tonight on the National Desk. We appreciate your time. Have a great weekend.
Thank you. You too.